Arsene Wenger admitted that Santi Cazorla's lengthy foot injury is the worst he has known in his long career in football. Cazorla has not played for Arsenal for more than a year since the 19th of October 2016 after requiring a series of operations following repeated complications. What was initially Achilles pain led his foot being under threat of amputation, requiring a skin graft from his arm and reconstructive surgery on a missing part of his Achilles tendon. It has been a traumatic year for Cazorla, and there is no guarantee he will get back to being the player he was before. Wenger was asked at his press conference this morning whether he would play again, and did not sound confident about it. Wenger added it was a particular shame for Cazorla to be injured for so long given how much the Spanish midfielder loves playing football. Tottenham via Arsenal, the best North London derbies. 11 show all Tottenham via Arsenal, the best North London derbies. 1/11 Tottenham Hotspur 1 Arsenal 0 December 12, 1992. It was Teddy Sheringham's right first North London derby and, unsurprisingly, all attention was focused on the striker. It was also the first North London derby of the newly formed Premiership. Yet it was not Sheringham who grabbed the headlines but Paul Allen, who scored the only goal of the game. Getty Images. 2/11 Tottenham 2 Arsenal 2. 2004. 2004 was Arsenal's invincible season, and on top of that, they clinched the title at White Hart Lane. Arsenal were 2-0 up thanks to goals from Patrick Vieira and Robert Pires. Robbie Keane scored Tottenham's equaliser from the penalty spot to give the Gunners a late scare. But there was no stopping this formidable Arsenal team. Getty Images. 3/11 Tottenham 3 Arsenal 1. 1991. This was the first FA Cup semi-final played between the two sides. Spurs midfielder Paul Gascoigne, pictured, scored a memorable free kick from 30 yards out and Gary Lineker doubled the lead. Alan Smith pulled Arsenal back into the showdown, but Lineker was on target once more to seal Tottenham's place in the final, which they won the following month. Gaz's comment after the match was, "I'm off to get measured for me soot." Yes. Getty Images. 4/11 Tottenham 0 Arsenal 1. 1971. 2004 was not the first time Arsenal won the title on their rivals' soil. Arsenal went into the game needing a win or a goalless draw to take the title, and they got their reward when, with 3 minutes to go, Ray Kennedy headed home to secure the title. The Gunners went on to lift the FA Cup that season. Getty Images. 5/11 Arsenal 1 Tottenham Hotspur 1. 1995. This match was billed as the Battle of the Strikers with Jurgen Klinsmann, pictured, and Ian Wright both chasing 30 goals for the season. Arsenal's front man was on 29, while Tottenham's German striker had 27. Both men scored but the points were shared. Klinsmann was named Football Writers' Footballer of the Year that season. Getty Images. 6/11 Tottenham 2-3 Arsenal. 1988. All 5 goals in this entertaining derby came in the space of 12 first-half minutes. The best of the lot was the first, scored by Nigel Winterburn, pictured. Tony Adams went on a 40-yard run up the park before laying off a sublime through ball to Winterburn, who slipped it into the bottom corner. Chris Waddle brought things level for Spurs before 2 more for Arsenal. One from Brian Marwood, and the other an Alan Smith header. Paul Gascoigne clawed one back, scoring with his sock after losing his shoe as he ran in on goal, but it wasn't enough as Arsenal stopped the madness and held on for 3-2. Getty Images. 7/11 Arsenal 2 Tottenham Hotspur 1. 2001. Sol Campbell had given Tottenham an added incentive ahead of the FA Cup semi-final against Arsenal by revealing that he was almost certain to stay at the club if they lifted the trophy. Yet it was not to be. The Gunners dominated the tie at Old Trafford, in what was Glenn Hoddle's first match in charge. Robert Pires scored the winner, and we all know where Campbell ended up. Getty Images. 8 11ths Tottenham Hotspur 0 Arsenal 5. 1978. Despite the boring tag they acquired under George Graham, Arsenal, especially during Liam Brady's era, used to win some games in style, and none more so than this one. The man of the match was hat-trick hero Alan Sunderland, pictured, but the game is better remembered for a classic Brady strike. The Irishman tackled a Spurs defender on the edge of the penalty area, stood up, and unleashed a fierce, curling shot into the top corner. Getty Images. 9/11 Arsenal 4 Tottenham Hotspur 4. 2008. In one of Harry Redknapp's first games in charge he faced the daunting task of a trip to the Emirates. A memorable long-range strike from David Bentley got things underway, but Arsenal were cruising at 4-2 on the cusp of extra time, when Clichy slipped. Jenas ran 30 yards before curling a magnificent left-footed shot past Almunia to make it 4-3, and one of the greatest games in Premier League history was sealed when Luka Modric hit the post with a dipping volley and Lennon raced in to score the equalizer. Getty Images. 10/11ths Tottenham Hotspur 1 Arsenal 2. 1987. This match was the culmination of an epic League Cup semi-final encounter that took 270 minutes to complete. The first leg ended in a 1-0 Spurs victory at Highbury and the second a 2-1 defeat. So another match was needed to determine who would meet Liverpool in the final. A toss of the coin decided that it was to be played at White Hart Lane. But, once again, Spurs failed to make the home advantage count and lost out to a last-gasp goal from David Rocastle. Right. Getty Images. 11/11ths Arsenal 5 Tottenham Hotspur 2. 2012. With both sides desperately trying to secure a top-4 finish, last season's clash had a lot resting on it. Arsenal came back after conceding 2 early goals to be level at half-time before storming to a sensational win in the second half. The result appeared to affect Spurs, who eventually slipped behind Arsenal in the league table and missed out on Champions League qualification as a result of Chelsea's European success. Getty Images. It is the worst injury I have known, Wenger admitted at his press conference this morning. Starting with a pain in the Achilles, and it has gone from worse to worse. I must say I know how much Sonny loves to play football and loves to be out there every day. I feel very sorry for what happened to him, because it is unbelievable. Cazorla is trying to get involved in training again and would like to return in January. And Wenger would love him to, but he did not sound confident about it. I wish, Wenger said. When asked about Cazorla coming back in January, Wenger admitted he is not in regular dialogue with the midfielder, who is not near being ready to play again. I saw him 1 month ago. He was here, and I told him to prepare as well as he can. Wenger said, he has competent medical people around him and he tries to practice. But I have not spoken to him recently. I hope he comes back. I left him out of the squad, hoping he would be available in January. Asked whether there was a chance Cazorla would never play again, Wenger could not deny it. Let's not talk about that. But I hope you are wrong, he said. Cazorla has been sidelined since 2016. Getty. Cazorla first felt pain in his Achilles in October 2016, and when it did not go away, he went to Sweden in early December for surgery on the plantaris tendon in his right foot, which had been inflamed for weeks with little sign of recovery. But that did not solve the problem, only setting the stage for a series of further operations.